Greetings from the void. My name is Nulla Moore, and that translates to unlovable. And this is Journey Through Miro, a D&D campaign that is mostly homebrew and also just scary sometimes. And these are my boys. Say hello, boys.
Hello, boys.
Hey, boys.
Hello, boys.
And they're going to introduce themselves.
I'm Steven the Stole, or Steven the Stole on TikTok, Lone Jedi 100 on YouTube, and in this campaign I'm Yip Yap No Tail. I also DM my own D&D campaign, The Tones of Time. You can see on my YouTube, you can see live on my TikTok.
Yes, indeed. Nice. I am the Black Doctor. I play Balgroth the Dark here on Journey Through Miro. I also play the illustrious Donatello on Steven's Tomes of Time. You can find me on TikTok at BlackDoctor21. You can also find me on YouTube, Instagram, Patreon under the name The Black Doctor. Just put YouTube, Patreon, Instagram / The Black Doctor.
I am Dale Jitsu on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram in that order. I ran a D&D campaign for my family, but one of them died, so we'll see how that goes. Well, not in game yet. Yep.
What?
Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's all in the past, hopefully. So I play the role of Izaya Yeager, Magus Extraordinaire, highest DPR, highest utility, highest intelligence, second highest Riz of the party.
Only good at one of those.
All right. All right. So who wants to give the recap of last episode?
Oh, I could give a recap.
All right. Go ahead, Dale.
So,
give your recap.
It started off like fairly normal. With our demon friend, Kano Udai, finding out that he could die, in fact. I don't know about you. And then these two took the opportunity to loot his body and claim that my character would pass out at the sight of blood. Why they would say that is beyond me, but I was going to hope. And so after that, I ended up burning the body just in case. And then they went on, and they found a nice hot piece of Medusa that seduced Yip Yap, but was unable to seduce Balgroth. They saved her from some gnolls or something that were attacking her. Oh, they got some new timber wolves to pull their cart, which is pretty swag. I was thinking of Timberland at first, but timber wolves are cool too. Anyway, yeah, right. It's too late to apologize. So then they continued on, and went to a festival, learned about different rituals. The sun's not coming back, according to Yip Yap. And and Balgroth was encouraging Yip Yap to give into his rage and anger and vengeance, because that's what heroes do, right?
I never said
what do you think I'm a paladin?
We're not heroes.
Also, are you no longer worshipping the Tellurian, Balgroth?
I can neither confirm nor deny answering that question.
And you're going Oathbreaker or something.
We're not heroes. We're the hands of vengeance.
Yeah, y'all are just kind of people in my world. I never specified anything. That's how you guys see yourselves.
Are you heroes?
I mean, Izaya definitely sees you guys as one hand. Listen, Izaya's out there trying to make the world a better place with magic.
You're him. You're the hero. No, not anymore.
Not anymore.
No, that died.
You know how bad it's going to be when I have to be the moral conscience of the group?
What now?
Yip Yap doesn't know how to read compasses.
I didn't hear anything you said.
Oh, I said, you know how bad it's going to be when I have to be the moral compass of the group?
You have that one compass.
I do. A locus meter.
It's not going to be the moral one.
So,
Yip Yap can't read.
It's all relative, like West Virginia.
That's inspiration.
Swag.
Anyone have anything to add to his recap?
The sun. Yeah, the world's about to go into an apocalypse because the sun isn't going to get renewed by the radiant.
Correct. All right. So anyway, I'm not going to put the map up. Well, I'll put the map up. The map is up. So we continue our journey with you all leaving Jeddah, the Medusa lady, back at her river pond hut after Balgroth had a very nice conversation with her. Yip Yap caught a few fish. Izaya was doing who knows what in the wagon the entire time.
Yes.
There's smoke coming out of it, and everybody. And when they walk in, he says, "Whoa, dude! Don't bring all my frankincense and myrrh."
Is that the halfling root?
Murder, Judas.
Judas, no.
Somehow a California Highway Patrol officer just comes up to the wagon and goes, "Sir, have you been smoking?"
A centaur police officer walks up. Excuse me.
Sir, do you know what you're doing?
He's a centaur, but from the waist up, just a perfect Chips uniform.
Okay, so the Timberwolves continue to lead on as everyone gets on the cart, situates themselves, and they continue making their way through the hills and the plains and the grass and the dirt and things like that.
And we ran through the rebels and we went through the places where kobolds shouldn't go.
Balgroth, all of you, it's very clear that you don't have to lead the Timberwolves the same way that you led the horses. The Timberwolves seem to just be kind of moving forward, like, tirelessly, because they don't need to sleep or anything. So, conversation-wise, is there anything happening between the characters?
It's a shame about Connell.
I guess
he turns around and says, he's just describing to Izaya. Well, you see, there was this girl, and she had hair. She didn't have hair. The hair was snakes.
Oh yeah, the prettiest snake lady.
Yes, my father told me that there's many snake ladies out there, and you need to be wary of them. I still can't get my head around exactly what happened with that tree. I don't know if you noticed, but I stood there for hours afterwards, and you left me there, and I didn't realize you left me for a while. But yes, I couldn't figure anything out.
I mean, a dragon is kind of like a snake.
Sucks to suck, bro.
Yeah, you would know, wouldn't you?
No, I win. And he fashions his black axe.
So, we have how much time is left in the day, Izaya?
The sun is at the 11 o'clock position in the sky.
Like Yip Yap knows how much time that means is left.
I am stating it as the voice of God. So yeah, it's kind of almost noon. The sun is like almost at its peak in the sky, but not quite yet.
It's about halfway until sundown. Why?
Oh.
Yeah.
The last sundown.
It's still the celebration of the Flight of 100 Souls Day. That's all of you know in different ways. I explained that last episode. I'm not going to do it again.
Yeah, it's Sunday.
It's Sunday, yes. Sure. As you all kind of move along, it's a very languid kind of day. You pass by a lot of huge kind of creatures like vezins and automums and bugbears and things like that. Owl bears, I meant owl bears, are kind of just laying out in the sun, enjoying the heat. Every once in a while, you'll see the shadow of a Limrius or an Aarakocra or a Rye pass over the grass as they fly towards the floating mountains of the west. And it's just a pretty nice day so far. Gary Cortez the Skull it's hard to tell if he's asleep, but he's snoring. So that's happening.
Interesting.
Can I try to throw him out of the cart?
Is he still tied to the pseudo dragon?
Yeah.
he's still tied to the pseudo dragon. Do you want to throw both the skull and the pseudo dragon out of the wagon?
He picks up the pseudo dragon.
Whoop!
It kind of tilts its head and bleps at you.
He pulls and separates the skull.
It frowns.
I mage hand the skull as he tries to throw it. I will keep that, thank you very much.
He Balgroth glares at Izaya, but doesn't say a word.
All right.
And just in the back of his mind, he's just plotting.
Goodness. I cast Fireball on Balgroth. No.
Not in the wagon, Isaiah. Anyway.
I didn't ask if we were in a wagon. I said I cast. No.
I said Fireball!
So our next campaign, I'm going to play...
So, as the timber wolves continue to creak and crack along the path, dragging the wagon behind them with their vines that sprout from their bodies, you crest over another hill, and near the path, like kind of in the way of the path because it kind of goes through this town, as it's a very prominent area, Isaiah, it's the town of Colebrook, your hometown.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Gradually getting closer and closer as wolves made of branches and leaves drag a wagon towards it.
Wish I was in Colebrook now.
And I'm going to figure out how to work my mouse for a second. Oh, that's what it. There you go. And this is the town of Colebrook. Y'all are down here in the south with your wagon. And this town is a little bit bigger than most towns that y'all have seen so far, including Retcher. Not as big as your, for example, Balgroth and Isaiah. Well, Isaiah, this is your hometown, but Balgroth, your hometown was a tad bit bigger because it was part of a bigger kingdom before it got burned to the ground. And yep, you're from a clan.
The bugs are taking over.
Please don't say that. It sounded like someone was lighting a fire in my room. Okay, cool.
Did you have a blaze spawn?
You know what it might have been? It might have been the dog that I live with. Anyway.
Did someone cast
Is your
Fireball
dog-
inside?
Is the good boy an arsonist?
I don't know. He looks like one. Anyway.
Mother,
So,
I hate violence.
He's just behind your desk, like...
Yes, behind my desk, which is pushed against a wall. Anyway, this town is a bit on the bigger side. It's not quite a city, not quite a kingdom. It is just a very large town. It is because it is considered the permanent residence for a lot of families who move there in order to give their children a chance of a higher education. Because Balgroth and Izaya, you both know that in Glenfell, there's not many opportunities for a child to learn beyond like homeschooling, or at the very least,
Right.
a middle school of sorts. This is one of the few towns that has or had a university. And that university, known as Utexan,
Utexan.
is towards the east end of the town.
Well, it was towards the east end of the town.
It's a college town?
It was towards the east end of the town.
Well, some of the buildings still stands, but a large chunk of it has been burned down, as y'all can see over here.
Yes, there was I wasn't there when it happened, but there was some sort of attack from a savage tribe or something, and burned it to the ground.
Were they goblins?
I don't think so. I frankly, I heard about it when I was away doing some other studies, and when I realized, I figured I just wouldn't bother to go back. So I didn't hear about goblins though.
That is
Oh,
The
so
nerds
heard about
Frankly,
that.
you'd think a school full of mages would be able to defend themselves, but no. These are the ivory tower types. They created a spell. They called it True Strike. Do you know what it did? If you forego an attack, you'll have a better second attack. But mathematically, taking 2 attacks is clearly superior. And if you simply were scratched, touched by anything in the midst of this period, you would blow your entire spell. So no, I'm actually not shocked that they were beaten by a bunch of people probably armed with sticks and twigs.
the nerds can't defend themselves.
I don't know.
This nerd can.
yes. So
Goblins are very crafty. Have you ever heard of a nilbog?
Yes.
So, yes, Utexan, the Institute of the Arcane, is currently half demolished. Mostly, it appears, Izaya, that most of the library has been taken by the flames of destruction, along with a couple classrooms. And it seems that construction is already underway to rebuild this kind of gem of Colebrook as quickly as possible.
Of course.
But today, as it is the day of the Flight of 100 Souls, there doesn't seem to be anyone working on the construction, but there are some people posted around the edges of the construction zone in order to keep civilians out of the debris and the wreckage and things like that. And as the wagon is pulled further into the town, I heard a click. Cowabunga, man. Anyway, as the wagon is pulled further into the town, you notice that a lot of the stores, which encapsulates a lot of the southeastern side of the town, a lot of them are closed, most likely for the holiday as well. But there are a lot of people kind of walking about the town, enjoying the nice sunny day. And Balgroth and Yip Yap, you notice that a majority of the occupants of this town are either humans or elves with like the stray dwarf kind of just walking around. And then even from the very opposite end of the town, you all can see the obnoxiously large mansion of the Duke, who kind of oversees the entire town, as it's a bit too big for just a mayor to kind of control. And you can see as well as the sun glints down on the entire town that over the doorway of this mansion is the visage of a winged snake curled around a campfire, embellished in bronze.
Mm.
And the
Seraphim?
Timberwolves kind of just keep going along, seemingly knowing where to go, as they bring you all to kind of the back end of what you assume to be the tavern or the end of this town. And the vines unattach from the wagon and reattach to the, what is it called?
Yip Yap's been rotated.
Timberwolves?
No, the hitching post. The hitching post out back, where they kind of latch on and stay as the wagon comes to a stop behind the tavern.
Nice.
And you all are welcome to step out, explore, see what's up with this tavern inn. Like I said before, the kind of this area where the wagon is now, this seems like a shopping kind of storefront area. To the west or the left is kind of a residential area, and up in the north is where all the important buildings seem to be. including the half-demolished university. And at the center of town is just kind of like a park area with a lone statue of sorts.
Balgroth immediately makes a beeline towards the statue.
All right.
So where
So
would the statue be again?
the statue is here at the center of town. As you walk past, a couple people look at you, not with strange looks, but more curiosity and intrigue rather than repulsion, I guess I would say. And as you get close to the statue, you notice that it is more of like an unlit pyre kind of area where a grand bonfire would be alit if there was wood and fuel and things like that for it to light up.
He turns to the people who are just looking at him and says, "What's this for?"
The only people currently there is a father and their child. The father seems to be elven and the child seems to be kind of half elf, but it's hard to tell completely. And the father kind of just pats the child on the head as he smiles at you very welcomingly, and he says, well, newcomer, this pyre is lit on days of celebration. Last night it was lit for the welcoming of the flight of 100 souls, and tonight it will be lit to what's the word? I can't remember the word.
Words are hard.
Yeah.
Virgin sacrifice?
No,
That's Tuesday.
it will be lit as a symbol that the holiday has ended, and it's typically lit whenever the Duke proclaims that a grand pyre is needed. Fire is a very fair symbol in our town. Can I ask where you are from? You seem orcish in nature.
I'm a half-orc.
Ah. Are you from Sione, then? I know a lot of orcs tend to make settlements there.
He nods.
Well, it was nice to meet a newcomer. But I should be on my way.
Fine, thanks. And he's just staring at the statue.
Roll an investigation.
Cool.
What else were you saying? I'm sorry for interrupting you.
No. It was just intrusive thoughts. How quickly can this thing be taken?
All right, so cool. Before I answer that, Yip Yap Izaya, what are y'all doing?
Yip Yap has noticed that person and has snuck around to sneak up on them.
Okay.
And it's just gonna come out of the shadows like, hello!
So this person down here?
Yeah.
So they seem to be just tending a small garden of sorts, and when you pop out, they kind of like, huh? Oh, my goodness. Oh, hello.
Hi.
Oh, well, you didn't have to sneak up on me like that. Hello. Welcome to Colbrook.
Oh. Yip Yap Nortail.
Are you a what is it? What is it called? A kobold.
I'm a kobold!
Yes, I've very rarely seen one of your kind, but it's always very interesting to see a lizard folk or reptilian around here. Do you require assistance or direction anywhere?
I don't know. I'm just trying to make the most of my last day with the sun.
Are you
What's your name?
Seraph? My name is Seraph.
Ah, what race is she?
She's human.
Sarah. Cool.
Well, I'm just attending my garden. If, well, I mean, if I considered it the end of the world, I would go to the tavern and drink, I suppose. Do you need direction to that?
Yep, slowly pulls out his flask and takes a long swig. We're going. Yeah, what's your way?
The tavern is just up the road to the right. This large building up here.
Okay. Happy Sunday! And he walks off.
What's a Sunday? Anyway, she goes back to her gardening. Isaiah, what are y'all up to?
Kyle?
Yes. Well, so my house is burned down. My school is burned down.
Ooh.
I guess, do I have any, who's a friend I would have in the area I could check in with?
You recognize most of the townsfolk that are walking around. I mean, you've known them kind of all of your life. To be fair, you don't see anyone particularly from the university walking around today, but you notice this woman up here. I believe that I put down a lady. Yes, this woman up here. You recognize her to be kind of the local farmer. A farm isn't like necessary in your town, but she still has one. She says just in case something happens.
Sure. Hello.
Oh, young Isaiah, you've returned.
Yes.
Hello.
Miss Jess, it's a pleasure to see you. How have things been?
Well, things continue rolling the way they always have. As you can see, the university is being rebuilt. I don't know what they plan on doing with your old house, though, I'm afraid. I'm sure Chamberlain is around here somewhere, and he could tell you if they have any plans for that. I was just going on for a stroll.
Well, I don't mean to keep you. I suppose I'll be on my way. But have a lovely day.
Oh, you too, Isaiah.
I'd like to go towards my house, or the old house.
All right. As you do that, Balgroth, the investigation of the pyre. There's a lot of carving. Your house is down here. A lot of carvings are just kind of like you don't recognize them, particularly as being well-known indications of the Radiance, but they're mostly carvings of snake-like creatures, fire symbols, things like that. Just kind of decorating the sides of this pyre as it lays bare without any sticks or branches to offer any fuel. It's made of a very smooth stone, otherwise, of the carvings.
He shoves at it a little bit.
It doesn't budge. It's very firmly, planted into the ground.
He kicks it in frustration and walks away sad.
All right. Yip, you're at the tavern. As you walk into the tavern, a dwarf male, about 4 feet, so he's like a bit twice your height. He kind of greets you and he's like, "Welcome, my small lizard friend. What brings you to my tavern?"
Well, today is the last Sunday, so I want your strongest drink, and I need a refill of my flask and some stuff for the road. Do you have a keg?
Oh, well, I'm more than happy to fill up your flask and more than happy to fill up your stomach with drink if today is a sad day for you.
Yeah.
Right this way. And he kind of leads you to the bar. As you kind of, after I meant to mention, as you walked inside, the sign kind of hanging over the bar, it kind of represents this building as being called the Smoke and Blaze Tavern.
The what
Yep,
now?
cannot read. No.
What?
Yep, cannot read.
I know, but for storytelling.
Actually, he might still be under the effects of comprehend languages. How long does that last for?
You can use it once a day if you still have the monocle on, then you would be able to read it.
I already used it once this day.
Yeah.
As everyone knows, I can't read.
So yeah, he kind of leads you inside, kind of patting your back. What is I don't know much about cobalt culture. What is Sunday, my friend?
Well, you see, every year a dragon would fly up and he would renew the sun. He'd breathe out fire and it would go and it would go and it would light. And then the rest of the year we'd have the sun. And then every Sunday he renews it. But he's dead now. So I guess we're gonna have darkness forever.
He's just kind of nodding while pouring a drink for you. And his face gets more and more kind of contorted with concern the more you talk. And he's just like, oh, okay. And he pushes a good sized glass towards you.
The more Yip Yap drinks, the more he just gets into his life story of like his brothers and his sisters and his brothers and his sisters.
The bartender feels obliged to keep listening. Isaiah, we'll cut back to you.
Yes.
This man just overshares. He overshares.
Bruh.
As you kind of walk to your town, you walk past Chamberlain, this man here. He kind of like, Isaiah, hello.
Hello, Chamberlain.
Chamberlain, as you remember, he's not an old man, but the age has clearly started to kind of pull his face downward and his stature, as he kind of has a bit of a hunch. He is human as well, and he's been your family butler for a couple years now.
Oh, look at him. He's got a butler who's still alive. Ooh.
I see you have returned to town, Isaiah. It's nice to see you again. I was worried something awful may have happened to you.
Well, it seems something awful happened to you and the rest of the family. Do we know, was it related to the school, or?
I am not sure. I was walking about town when I saw the flames begin to rise. And when I ran to the homestead, none of your family was there. I don't know what may have happened to them. I'm assuming your father probably gathered them all and went towards Miro to find shelter for the time being. So that's all I can say as I am.
Interesting. Well, I'm sorry you had to deal with that, and I've always appreciated your services and friendship. What are you doing now?
Oh, well, now that I'm not quite a butler anymore, I've put all of my effort into helping the garrison, training and such like that.
Excellent. Well, that's you are definitely fit for that profession. Yes, I remember. Yes, I remember. You are quite fit for that profession. Well, I suppose has there been any effort to salvage from the home, or no?
I have done my best to recover anything that has been touched by the fire. Most of the attic on the left side of the house is still intact. I'm sure some of your belongings are still there, as well. Once you left, your father packed up your room, stowed it away.
Of course. Uh, well, so you say you found things that weren't touched by fire. Anything of note?
A few family pictures. I have those back at the garrison. I'd be more than happy to give them to you. Um, that is about it, though. Many of your father's documents and business endeavors, unfortunately, his office seemed to be the starting point of the fire.
Interesting. Well, I'll see about the pictures perhaps later, but thank you very much.
Of
I hope all
course.
goes well with you.
And I hope you have. Um, I hope this day treats you well. I shall return to the garrison and gather those pictures up for you. He kind of walks away. He has a bit of a limp, but he seems to be doing okay for himself.
Nice. I would like to cast Detect Magic and start walking around the scene.
All right.
I'll be using Mold Earth to move things out of my way if need be.
All right. So roll an investigation.
Yes.
You don't really detect any magic. Everything seems kind of dull, normal. So as you kind of walk,
23.
yes, as you walk, a lot of, well, obviously, a lot of the front of the house has been destroyed by the fire and the falling debris and things. What was your father's office is almost completely gone. That made up most of the right side of the house. The bedrooms and things on the left side of the house seem to be pretty intact, as like the fire seems to have been cold before it got completely the entire abode. The living room is in shambles. The kitchen is blackened with ash. But the stairs that lead up to the second story are intact enough if you're dexterous enough, I'll say. And with that, I'm going to go back to Balgrith real quick.
Mm-hmm. So, what Balgroth does is that he goes to join Yip Yap in the tavern.
Okay. Balgroth, as you walk in, as you walk in, the tavern owner kind of takes this opportunity to politely step away from Yip Yap, who is probably like 4 full glasses in of whatever ale they're serving. Yip Yap, you've never tasted this kind of alcohol before, but it's strong. And
This is good stuff.
he walks over to you and he's like, welcome to my tavern. You are new, yes? Newcomer?
Mm-hmm.
Well, shall I get you a seat, a drink, food? What would you like?
Ale is fine.
Well, it is then. There are plenty of seats open at the bar. I have to ask, I would like to ask, are you traveling with that kobold fellow who is currently crawling inside of a bottle?
Oh, that's very. I regret to say yes.
I would suggest that you keep an eye on him. Dwarven ale it's very strong, and I don't know if his tiny body can handle as much as he's had so far.
Don't worry. I'll keep a close eye on him. As he literally just walks over and hovers over
Wow.
Yip Yap.
Laura, I have an idea. I have, and he takes out fossil from around his neck and he sets them down. And he goes, fossil, fossil, fossil. You're gonna fly up at sundown. And you're gonna renew the sun. You can do it, fossil. I believe in Silkirga, and he believes in you.
Yep, roll a constitution check.
Yip Yap is one sheet to the wind. Or 3 sheets? Is it more or less sheets to the wind?
I don't know. Surprisingly, you feel bile starting to like kind of rise up, but you swallow it before you can vomit on Balgroth's shoes.
I mean, Yip Yap's used to drinking.
I
He's been doing
push.
a lot.
No, I try to push him off his chair.
Whoa, hey, what's he doing?
He's drunk enough where you succeed anyway.
Yip Yap falls on his face. Ah!
The tavern owner kind of just like he puts his pint down and then he just kind of like just kind of looks at you.
Why would you do that?
I would like to say, by the way, Mr. Cobalt, the first drink was free because I understand that you are in pain, but the other 3, it's about 5 copper pieces each, just so you know. And Mr. Half Orc, I'm not entirely sure. The first one's on the house.
I'll take this many, and he slides over a gold coin.
Oh, Jesus. He very slowly does the math in his head, as I totally don't look at something, and he just kind of like, okay, and he goes to refill Yip Yap's glass as he kind of takes the gold.
Oh, how much for a keg?
Gold piece.
He puts in a second gold.
I don't.
He wants a physical keg, is what he's communicating.
No, he knows, but he's also kind of deciding whether or not he should comply.
Oh wait, okay. So Yip, he actually gives. How many silver does Yip have? He gives him 5 silver pieces. So he only wants half a gold's worth of ale. I mapped that wrong on my character sheet.
Mr. No-Tail, before I comply with giving you more alcohol, can you tell me how many fingers I'm holding up?
Between 4 and 8.
Okay.
I'm
Let him get the cake.
Sir, I don't normally cut people off this early in the day, but for now, I apologize. I'm going to have to decline your offer of getting you half a keg, and I am going to scrounge up a cup of water for you. Goodbye. And he kind of just walks away very slowly.
Customers always left, though.
All right, Balgroth.
Balgroth just pushes him again for that stupid comment.
Okay. So, yeah. Y'all are just kind of smooching it up in the bar. Izaya, you are kind of looking around. And yeah, roll a dexterity check for me. Or an athletics.
Alrighty.
Whichever
Oh,
was
you
Just
like
to
that.
get up the stairs.
0 is higher than 0.
Hey,
Okay. Dang. So
first of all, your mother. Second of all,
so
My
you
mother's
managed
my
dead,
mother is dead apparently.
as is
you
mine.
managed to find the stairs near the back of the house, and you can tell that every other step seems to be corroded enough that if you had stepped on it, you would have fallen. So you managed to get up pretty swiftly without like any falling through. And you find yourself on the left end with all the bedrooms and things where you and your siblings slept. Your bedroom kind of seems to have been taken by the fire a little bit, but the ladder to the attic, well, at least the attic door you can see at the end of the hall seems to be intact enough. As you pass by a brother's room, a sister's room, another brother, stuff like that.
And it looks like there's just everyone's gone.
Yeah, it seems like they all left in a bit of a hurry. Their rooms, what wasn't touched by the fire, it seems like things were left in quite a disarray. Clothes are kind of strewn everywhere. Important items that you would have been able to see are gone.
I guess I'll go to the attic and see what's in there.
All right. Roll a strength save.
Uh-oh.
You try to pull the attic door open, but it's stuck on something, and you just cannot get it open right now.
All right, let's see if I have a spell for this. Oh, I think I do, actually. Where is it?
Jawbreaker.
Good job on that strength, though.
I didn't expect that.
Okay.
That's an actual spell.
What did you just say?
That's an actual spell. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It has a
Finally,
trade-off.
the perfect
We all
spell.
heard that.
Finally, I have
So-
the perfect spell for this.
You cast this spell, and the door, like, you hear something unlatch, but you still can't open the door, which tells you that whatever is holding the door shut is not a lock. It seems to be something is like pushing the door, like something is on top of the door holding it down that you can't quite shove off.
Interesting. Is there a way to get in through like the roof or something?
You would have to go outside to see that. But
Can I
roll
send my crow out to check?
roll investigation for your crow.
Caw. Bear with me for a moment.
When you cast the spell, the loud knock that resonates from the spell, as Balgroth and Yip Yap, you guys hear that from the tavern.
Okay, maybe I had a little much. I'm starting to hear things.
I immediately get up, just grabbing Yip Yak by the skin of his hair, and just running to where the sound is.
As we're running out of the bar, Yip Yap just puts out a hand towards Fossil, who's running towards him anyways. It's like, go! Complete the ritual! Save the world!
What the hell? Okay, so with that 3, first of all, your crow flies around. It can't find any windows or anything that lead directly into the attic. There is a hole that it's big enough the crow can like maybe squeeze into the hole, but it you can't really tell. You have to
Gotcha.
be inside of it to see.
Sure.
What you see there, buddy? I ain't see nothing, fam.
I guess I'll have the crows try to squeeze in.
Okay, can you roll a dexterity for the crow.
Yes.
Do we know where Isaiah is?
You know where the sound came from. It came from the
Right.
west of the village.
Okay, so okay.
Okay, yeah, the crow kind of like gets inside of this hole of thatched roof and like decayed kind of wood and stuff, and it manages to like peck through the rest of the barrier just enough where it can like squeeze its head through, and it can like look around, but it can't get inside the attic.
What does it see?
Um, there's a
Actually, I
lot.
think I can see through my crow's eyes, so I'm just gonna do that.
All right.
Man's got eagle vision.
And it has dark vision.
Right. It's not extremely dark. There's a lot of small holes that cast sunlight into the room. You see that there's a lot of chests that you recognize. Kind of. Each chest has like initials on the lock that represent your father and your brothers and you, your two sisters. Those chests are kind of scattered. The chest that has your father's initials is on top of the attic door that would need to swing up to open, thus holding it down.
Wait, what's on the door? A trunk?
It's your father's like trunk of
Oh,
stuff.
I see.
And there's like a lot of like ivy and kind of aggressive flora has grown inside of the attic. Like there's a couple mushrooms, fungi, ivy, things like that. Things that don't need a lot of sunlight to start growing.
Interesting. Huh. Well,
And
I guess I'll try to force my way in again.
roll a strength or athletics or what have you.
Righty. Oh.
You push your shoulder against the door. It lifts a little bit, but it's clear that chest has something really heavy in it that is keeping that door down from you.
Do we hear him shove?
So you two, you said you grabbed Yip Yap and dragged him, right?
I did.
Okay. So you guys make it to the house, and you can, I mean, you would probably be able to like see the crow fly around and look around for an entrance, and maybe be able to hear the thumping of the chest. But you know that Isaiah is probably inside of this house, and you would see the staircase. And if you want to go up the staircase, you have to roll a dex save or an acrobatics.
Okay.
As he's pulling me along, the pseudo dragon's just been clinging onto my chest plate, and I've just been looking at him like, "Go, just go! You gotta go do it! You gotta go!"
Okay, Balgroth. Yeah, you also managed to. You almost step on a loose step, but you catch yourself, and you manage to climb up to where Isaiah is currently trying to push open the attic door with fail.
And I just continues to go up the stairs.
Oh. Hello, Balgroth and Yip Yap. Welcome to my parents' home.
Wow, dude, you lived here?
I did. Now
Dude.
no one does. Well, we
It's
can't
like
all be posh little
my
princes,
home.
can we?
Just like
Nope.
my home. Oh.
Oh, Yip Yap, I have good news. I was doing some magical calculations, and
And
tonight,
he's just holding him up just for him to
my
talk.
crow can actually fly to the sun and drop a fireball in it to reignite it for you.
It has to be dragon's fire. Fossil's gonna.
Fortunately, I know dragon's breath.
But
I was reading, and sadly, pseudo dragons aren't dragon enough. But we'll be able to find a solution.
He's
And
dragging
I assure you, the sun will come out tomorrow.
I'm the Kobo here.
You
Get a
are.
Charizard to do Dragon Dance.
He's my god.
Well, isn't he dead? And that's why I need to reset the sun for you?
He's still you don't need to do anything. Fossil's gonna do.
Yip, if I replace the sun, would I be your god?
No.
Well, I'm still going to do it, don't worry. You're welcome.
No.
Paulgroth, could you open this door for me?
Why?
Have you ever heard the story of Ick the Goblin?
Go drunk, Yip. You're in my home.
I am drunk. Ick and Day were goblins who tried to make wings and fly, and they flew too close to the sun. And Kiriga flew out of the sun and ate them.
Balgroth just tosses Yip into the arms of Izaya and begins to charge at the door just to do something.
Bro, this is an attic door. It's like above you.
Yeah, you gotta like push it in.
Oh.
It's just like he runs into the wall really hard.
Wait, no, he has a running start and just jumps up in the air to push it up.
You just lays there like Scooby-Doo in Shaggy's arms.
Do a.
So is that supposed to be a...
I delicately place you elsewhere.
It's a strength save, yeah.
Oh!
You kind of,
Bruh.
you run and do it, but you miscalculate. And instead of your like shoulder and elbow hitting it, your head hits it, and you just kind of knock yourself out for a few seconds. As you realize whatever is holding this door down is heavy.
I get enraged and try to do it again.
Okay.
You get advantage now. Bruh.
And I add a +6. My inspiration is a +6, so that's a 15.
You still can't do it. You managed to get it on your shoulder and elbow this time, but
Hang on. Paulgroth, stand still. Let me try. I get on his back so I can get some better leverage, and I take my quarterstaff and like jam it in there to use like a lever.
Have you tried picking the lock? Yip waves around his thieves' tools pouch.
How's that?
No.
I'll use my inspiration.
No.
Does anyone have a plus something they can add here?
One of us could use the help action and you could get advantage.
I just had advantage.
Yeah, he just used his inspiration.
Let's see. Do I have a spell that's not... I could burn the door. That would be rough, though.
I could burn the door.
Don't burn anything, Yip.
Fossil, you could burn the door. You're a little...
I don't think Fossil can burn the door, actually. Wait a second. Let me see what this says. I have to be able to... Oh, wait a second. My crow can see... Okay, I'm going to see through my crow's eyes.
Uh-huh.
And then... I'm going to Misty Step on top of the trunk.
Okay.
Because I can see it.
Very good ingenuity. I applaud you. You get your inspiration back.
Big brain.
Oh, lovely. Big brain. It's big brain time. Should we call a pro gamer move?
It's big brain time.
Yeah,
Well,
sure.
it's better than a heated gamer moment.
So yeah, you managed to get into the attic, and you're standing on top of the trunk that you know belongs or belonged to your father. It has his initials on the lock there.
Interesting.
Balgroth and Yip, you just see Izaya disappear.
Wow.
Well, this happened again.
After Izaya Misty steps, we're going to take a quick 15 minute break. So I'll see y'all at that time. I need to recalibrate.
She's going to love that if you miss.
Okay. Back in the game. Dale, You just
Yo.
misty stepped into the attic. Yip Yap and Balgroth. Izaya has completely vanished in front of you. I believe he was like on Balgroth's shoulders or something. When he misty stepped. So Balgroth, he's not there anymore. Yip Yap. I don't know, man. You're drunk. So yeah.
Why
You're
is
just gay,
the
man. You're just
room-
gay, yeah.
Why is the
You're
room
drunk, man. You're drunk.
spinning?
We'll focus on Yip Yap and Balgroth for a second before I get into what Izaya does in the attic. If y'all have
Balgroth,
anything.
Balgroth, why is the room spinning? Why are you upside down?
Because you're upside down, and he flips him back up. Meanwhile, before that happens, Balgras just recognizes that Isaiah just right out of existence, and he's just like, "Why does this keep happening? I don't know how I got here, and I still hate how this keeps happening."
All right.
I hurt myself today.
So, cut to Isaiah. So you're in the attic. Are you standing on top of the chest?
Yes.
All right. Your head is like you misty step up. Your head is just like scraping against the ceiling. It's like a small kind of attic space.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go to my chest first. Oh, wait, is there anything like I would know to be looking for in any of our chests or in this attic?
As far as you know, the chests were kind of kept. The chests were kind of kept as like that's just where you put your old stuff, like kid clothes, old toys that you don't play with anymore. Basically, stuff that would have been donated if you had like a Goodwill or something in this town. Just old memorabilia in most chests.
All right. Well, I'm thinking that it's weird that my dad's chest would somehow be on top of the door you need to get out. So I'm going to open that one.
It is locked.
Oh, man, it's locked. That's really rough. Like, I don't know what I'm... Oh, wait!
Oh, if only you had a friend who had a little leather pouch that had little tools in it.
He also has a spell that unlocks things.
If only he
I've
could get that
made
same
you
effect.
obsolete!
If
So-
only,
Nothing to me.
Let me take a look at this.
if only he could get that same effect for the price of no spell slots.
If the object has multiple locks, only one of them is unlocked. Wow, look at that. One of them is unlocked.
How many locks are there on the
Wait,
sucker?
what?
There's at least 3 locks on each chest. Your family was very secure on keeping their stuff from other people getting to it.
Meanwhile, downstairs, Yip Yap is cleaning his teeth with his thieves' tools, as he does from time to time.
I have almost 70 alternative accounts.
Unbelievable.
I'll rip this chest open. Yeah, you unlock one of them.
Okay, so there's 2 more locks I have to get.
Yes, you would know that there's 2 more locks.
Are there any keys around?
Investigation. Investigate.
Hmm.
All right. You know this attic pretty well. You didn't come up here a lot, but you would come up here sometimes to like help move stuff around, like this world's equivalent of like Christmas and stuff. You'd come up here to move stuff around, get decorations, things like that. There is at the very kind of back of the attic, there's a wall where keys for the chests are kept. Most of them are gone, but 2 of them remain. One of them is for the locks on your chest, because it's 1 key per chest. There's just 3 locks. It's a weird system. And one of them is for your father's chest.
Well, I'll take the keys
Okay.
and
So-
unlock Here's chest first.
So you unlock the chest. You don't move it off the door or anything. You just do it right there.
Yeah, not yet.
Okay. So you put the key in. It unlocks the second. You unlock the third, and you unlatch it. This chest, you can tell. I mean, you've never gone through your dad's stuff. None of your siblings ever had. That's kind of like a thing that you don't mess with. Is your dad's stuff. It's very obvious that this chest has not like been opened in a while. Like flakes of the paint are coming off. There's like chipped wood like around the edges and stuff. But the lock clicks. It's loud enough for like Balgroth and Yip Yap to hear the final lock. And as you crack it open, before you can even fully open it, you're hit with this stench, this rancid smell of decay.
Oh.
And as you continue to open it, the smell gets stronger and stronger, and Balgroth and Yip Yap, y'all can smell it too through the like wood floors beneath beneath Izaya and above you. And Izaya, when you fully open this chest, you find the source of where this pungent, disgusting odor is coming from. And it's coming from a very thoroughly scarred and like pus leaking head of your butler, Chamberlain.
Nanny?
There's a bunch of
Nanny!
there's a lot of books like tucked into it, very like large books, textbooks from your school. His head is like kind of in the center of it all. His eyes are like, they're at that point where they're like almost liquefied. It seems bugs have made their way through his skull and flesh. As you open it and fresh air hits the head, a lot of little bugs like fleas and such crawl out of his ears, and from his eyes and nostrils, roaches kind of squirm their way out and get away from the light you have welcomed into the chest.
It's kind of gross.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, this is bad. Who was I talking to earlier? I'd like to open my chest too.
Your chest is tucked like near the back once again where the keys were kept. And inside you find like many of the textbooks that you left behind when you left, textbooks from school. There's a couple like clothes that you outgrew, a stuffed animal or two. Various things like that. Just kind of kid memorabilia and the textbooks.
Well, I'll quickly skim through my textbooks to see if there's anything noteworthy, but they're probably just regular textbooks that I was too advanced for anyway.
Yeah, they were just regular textbooks, like for the non-magical classes at your academy, like the mathematics and physics and things like that. Stuff you didn't take with you because you knew you wouldn't need it for wherever you were going.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna mage hand the head.
Okay.
And move the chest out of the way and then come down.
Okay, so yeah, Yip Yap Balgroth, that smell is rancid as all death you've ever smelt before.
Balgroth, what is that freaking stench? It's wretched.
You'll see.
And
No, Yip Yap, Retcher is an entirely different location.
the next thing y'all know, the door is being opened and a ladder is being lowered as Izaya opens the attic door, which only like more stench kind of seeps through as the head is being held up into open air.
Oh, it's absorbing into my skin and I can still smell it.
Balgroth just takes a few steps backwards.
Gentlemen, we may have a fight ahead of us.
Gentle? Man!
What do you mean?
I'm a criminal!
This is the head of my formerly beloved butler, Chamberlain. I just talked to him minutes before coming in here. This has been dead for months. So clearly there's some sort of imposter.
Balgroth
Or
just
maybe-
glares at the head without saying a word.
Or maybe he grew a second head and cut it off. So he didn't look weird.
He just stares at Yip Yap.
Yip
As Yip Yap make jokes about his beloved dead person.
That's not a joke. Yip Yap is looking at you with dead serious expression.
Yip Yap, how would you like to kill someone?
Yeah, especially if they're adventurous.
Then let's be off to
Oh, I've
the
always been off.
garrison.
Okay. So I'm assuming you all just kind of leave the house. No more investigation needed. It is taking y'all a while to get into that attic. It's a couple more hours into the day. It's not quite sundown, but it's getting to that kind of dusk orange hour of evening. And Izaya, you know the garrison is up in the north of the town, past the mayor's house, past the church or temple. Yeah.
Well, guess where we're going, fellas?
Sione?
Going up north.
Okay.
Lord. Yip Yap immediately starts walking east.
Oh God. So
Balgroth
okay.
grabs him and takes him by the nape of his neck again and follows Izaya.
Does Yip get rotated?
Get rotated. So you all kind of walk up to the north. Izaya, you are stopped at the entrance of the garrison by the head soldier, who you know to be Megoria, who is one of the older elves of your village. He's well, quote unquote, middle-aged for an elf, but he's been there for longer than you've been alive. And he kind of stops you, and he's just like, "Whoa, Izaya, it's interesting to see you again. What brings you to the garrison, son?"
Well, I was thinking of stopping by to get my family photos from Chamberlain. But somehow I don't think he's the one who has them.
Chamberlain. Oh, well, I mean, he was here a couple hours ago, but...
I highly doubt it. As I hold up the head.
Oh my God. And he, like, retches a little bit. Oh. What? I just saw him a few hours ago.
That's what I thought too.
Oh, good.
Where is the one you saw?
Oh, well, the Chamberlain I saw, he was here for about an hour. He said he was collecting some things, and then he went out into the farm.
What was he
Had
collecting?
to talk to the Can you please put that away, son? That smells awful.
I sort of mage hand it, farther away. You said he's going to the farm.
Yes.
All right. Well, if I were you, I would rally some guards because I think there may be a fight.
Yes, there seems to be something very wrong going on. I'll, 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 I'll let the mayor know that there's something.
I'll see you there. And do you want me to leave this with you?
Oh, please put that away somewhere. Bury it. Give the man some peace.
Oh, I will. And with that, I guess we'll go to the farm.
So, yeah, the farm is kind of where y'all came in. It's to the south of the town. Um,
Up the town and down the town.
um, and the farmer, Aya, she's, I mean, you don't really see her, but you can assume that she's either in her homestead or out in the field. Yeah.
Aya. Aya.
Open up!
So yeah, are you okay? Yeah, you're kind of screaming her name, and
Yes.
she walks out. Yes, Isaiah. Oh, hello. And she looks at Balgroth and you up.
Have you seen Chamberlain here today? I heard he had said he was coming.
Chamberlain. Well, well, he came by for a couple minutes. We had a nice chat, and then he kind of went off on his own. I assumed he was going for a walk.
Do you know where he would have gone?
I didn't watch him walk away. I was busy at the time. I couldn't tell you where he is now. I would assume he's either at the garrison or perhaps the inn. I don't know. I'm sorry. Is something wrong?
Oh, something is quite wrong. And I pull up or a mage hand over the head.
Oh! And she fully vomits.
Yes.
You keep doing this, and you act like you expect something different.
It's important to come to grips with reality. Now listen, Aya, what did the person claiming to be I pushed the head away, talk to you about?
We just had a nice chat about you. About how you returned and he was happy to see you again. He didn't seem off or strange in any way. Oh, my.
He seems very off his own shoulders.
So he's been working at the garrison. Has he done anything else of note since the burning down of the house?
Well, since you left a few weeks ago, he started training new soldiers at the garrison. He always seemed his normal self. I never noticed any change in his behavior. He seemed happier, maybe. I always figured he was trying to keep a positive attitude after the house and you and everything.
Well, be careful.
You too, Isaiah.
We'll go to the inn.
Yeah, the inn is over here. It's the part of the tavern that Yip and Balgroth were at.
We are here for bread.
We serve
So,
And by bread, I mean money.
it's a little bit further into dusk now. The sun is almost fully set. There's less people out now. You walk in, and the tavern owner, the 4-foot tall dwarf man, who you kind of know, but I mean, you never went to the tavern, so you don't really know who he is. You don't know him on a first name basis.
Sure.
He just kind of like he welcomes you inside. He's like, My kobold and half orc and Izaya.
The sun hasn't fully set, has it?
No, there's like little bits of sun still on the horizon. I would say
Okay.
it's about 7 o'clock right now.
Before Yip Yap goes in, he sets down Fossil and he's gonna stay outside the tavern. He goes, when that sun starts setting, you're gonna fly up and you're gonna reignite it, okay? I'm counting on you. You can do this.
Fossil nods very excitedly.
You think he just wanted the heart to tell Yip Yap he can't do it?
He gives him a boop and he goes inside.
So, yeah, the tavern owner, who you know him as Mr. Mattel, kind of.
I'm from Mattel. It's from a company that was bought by Mattel in a leveraged buyout. All right.
Welcome back. Isaiah, it's interesting to see you here.
Yes.
You're in a very long while. Well, long while. You know what I mean.
Do I see our friend here?
No, Chamberlain is not inside the tavern.
Hey, have you seen Chamberlain tonight?
Chamberlain. Well, he stopped by for a little while. We had a nice chat, and he wanted to buy a room, but I didn't see him ever go up into the inn. Isaiah, you know that the tavern is kind of split. The bottom floor is a tavern, and the top floor is an inn, kind of similar to Apostle's whole thing.
Sure.
But yeah, he bought a room and then he went on a walk.
How about that keg I bought earlier? Is that ready?
How many fingers am I holding up?
Well, if you'd stop moving them, I could count.
I'll have that keg for you in the morning, my kobold friend. How is that?
If you can tell it's morning without the sun.
Kind of the dwarf kind of leans over to Isaiah. Is your wizard friend okay? Keeps
I
talking
have
about
no idea.
Yep, puts on eyeliner and pulls out an
At
electric
the
guitar.
moment, I don't have time for this.
I'm not okay.
Right. Well, Chamberlain and I talked for a few minutes. He bought a room and then he went on his way. I don't really know where. He kind of just walks around.
Just around town?
Well, he walks around town. I've seen him sometimes go out into the hills for a few hours at a time. Says he's going fishing, but I never see him come back with any fish, so I don't think he's very good at it.
Well, that's one way of thinking of it, and I bring forth the head.
How? That. Oh, that's Chamberlain, isn't it?
It certainly was, and it wasn't him today. So
Oh,
clearly there's been an imposter. I suspect from the time that my parents' house burned down.
Oh, yes, that head is at least a week of decay.
Well, I'll have to find this other Chamberlain and see what the issue is.
Well,
Fishing, you said?
Yes, the nearest lake is about a half-hour walk from here, son. If you all need a room for the night, of course, when you're done with your investigation, you're more than welcome to have a room or two here after this.
Well, thank you. We'll see what we can do.
Yes.
To the lake, gentlemen.
He turns to him and says, "Thanks for the room."
Of course.
Where's the sun at as we exit?
The
It
son is at the right hand of the father, where he belongs,
it
until all his
is
enemies are put beneath his feet.
I meant
It is
the one that illumines the day,
it is
not the one that
almost
illumines our eternity.
it is almost fully set now.
As Yip Yap passes Fossil, he gives him a little scritch behind the horns and goes, "You've got this, little guy. I believe in you."
Right. So yeah, the walk to the nearest lake is about 30 minutes. I don't have a map to change to, so we're gonna keep it on the town for a while.
That's okay.
As you walk to this lake, this kind of it is a lake. It's pretty big. It's clearly landlocked. There's a couple like fishing rods and things like that left on the shore, most likely from people in town that come fishing here. But you don't see anything specific that would lead you to Chamberlain, having been here recently.
I guess you go back to town.
All right.
I have my
Do you have-
crow circling high up to see if it sees him anytime.
Do you have something that I could smell to like see if I can like smell who we're looking for?
I give him the head.
Oh,
Does Yip Yap smell that from any other source?
no. By the time you guys get back to the town, it's fully sunset. The moon is rising now.
We should
Yip Yap looks up worriedly.
we should probably head to bed. I know this investigation matters a lot to you, but we won't get any progress if we're not ready and rested.
Fossil should have flown up as the sun was setting and done the thing.
It's fine. Trust
No,
I,
it's not fine.
Well, here. How about this? Isaiah, you get some rest, and I guess Yip Yap and I will go look for Fossil, okay? Maybe we can find a way to get him up into the sky.
Where's the sun?
Yip Yap, I already took care of it. Now have a good night.
I don't see the sun, Isaiah.
It's a delayed fireball. It comes on in the morning.
It's supposed to be at sundown.
Well, I had to make some changes. As you can see, I've been a little busy. And with that, I guess I will go to bed and have my crow keep watch.
So yes, Isaiah, because there's three of you, and they know you, Isaiah, you were given your own room. Balgroth and Yip Yap were given a room to share. And Isaiah, you kind of stay up like a couple for a while, just kind of mulling over this calamity you've come across. But eventually, exhaustion, sleep overtake you, and you fall asleep with your crow sat on the bedside table, which leaves. I don't know if Yip Yap even went up to his room.
Yip
Would
Yap
he
is
have?
still outside waiting to see the fireball.
Right, so that would leave Yip Yap and Balgroth.
I walk up to Yip Yap. Hey Yip Yap. I know you're looking for the fireball, but I think I know a place where you might actually get a better view.
In the darkness as Balgroth approaches, without actually seeing Yip Yap's head, he could tell that Yip Yap had his hood down, and as he notices, he actually put his hood up. Where?
Come on, I'll show you.
Yip Yap follows Balgroth.
I begin to walk our way around the around the town and subtly find our way over to the to Isaiah's house. Here, this might be a better place for you to get a closer look. Because I mean, if you look at the stairs, if you just peer out those stairs, you might be able to see that there's a place to get up to the rooftop. Don't you see? And begins to point. Look right up there.
It was never subtle when Kirika did it. It was
That's
clear.
okay. It's okay. And I think things happen, but maybe this will be a bit more clear.
It doesn't feel like Sunday this year, Balgroth. And he kind of leans against Balgroth's calf.
Hey, yep, real quick. What's your armor class?
14. It should be +2 with the shield. For some reason that got... Oh, wait. Yeah. Wait, why did that get taken away from his AC again? It's 16 with
You're
the
not
shield.
proficient with shields, I don't think.
Right.
You don't have to be proficient,
roll
you just
that
have to have one.
You need to be proficient.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you don't get the bonus.
Then why on earth would you have
roll
a
that with
shield
advantage.
if you get... There's no sense in having a shield if you can't get a bonus from a shield.
Well, I don't like. Did you just get a shield?
Yip Yap
Like-
acquired a shield. A shield has a bonus.
But not for Yip Yap.
I've never seen
Like,
him
I-
proficient in shields.
I can't use a shield. You need proficiency.
Yep, as you sit with Balgroth, kind of looking through the patches of burned wall, Balgroth's fist connects with the back of your head, and your limp body falls down the stairs. And from there, in kind of blinks of consciousness between unconsciousness, you catch glimpses of Balgroth carrying you towards the back of the house and throwing you into a cellar. From there, in the shadows, you see another Balgroth that is chained to the wall
Oh.
as a pale figure crawls beside the Balgroth above you and slowly changes to look like you before the door is shut and you are
Nothing personal,
chained.
kid.
You are,
Wait. Am I how conscious is Yip Yap?
you are very close to blacking out as the door starts to close to the cellar.
Wait. Am I with 120 feet of Dale of Shin of Crud?
He's-
Not in the same dimension as
No,
Shin.
he's asleep
Hold
and
on,
you-
let me check.
Am I with?
120.
That is the range of Yip Yap's limited data message.
I'll say that you are just barely in range.
Crud. Izaya, don't trust me and Balgraf. We've been replaced. I'm doing this wrong. I'm doing this by syllable, not by word. Izaya, don't trust Yip Yap or Balgraf. We've been replaced by doppelgangers who want you and us and everyone dead. Ah!
Does that work if he's asleep?
I was about to say, bro, I'm asleep right now.
I hate to advocate this, but in the campaign where I know it from, whoever's messaged gets woken up rudely.
Okay, so I'll say, after you witness
Yep,
this
yep.
pale,
Shut up! I'm trying to sleep. You drunken lizard.
after you witness this pale creature transform into you, and the door is shut, leaving you as chains that seem to be alive latch on to your wrists and ankles, keeping you to the wall next to another Balgroth. Izaya, in your dreams, I mean, your dreams are just normal. You're like at school or whatever. In the middle of your dream, Yip Yap shows up and yells that at you before dissipating in your dream.
Yip yap, please. I'm trying to give my dissertation in my underwear. I'm still
Yip,
too good for
yip.
these people.
Yip Yap's just in a golden silk toga.
And that with Dale or Isaiah, I'm sorry, fast asleep, dreaming of a very strange Yip Yap, is where we're going to end the session for this week.
Dang.
And we will not have another one next week. Maybe for the next 2 weeks. I haven't fully decided yet. But next week we don't have a session.
What a cliffhanger.
So cliffhanger.
Balgroth got smoked. Yip yap got smoked.
God, I've been waiting for that reveal for so long.
Oh, I need to send you something
Holding this in
afterwards.
for weeks.
For weeks. You got knocked off weeks ago?
Yes.
What a weekly. All that talking about, I'm the strongest guy. Nobody's here for me except you're out there getting hoed around. You're not even playing your character. You're playing like your replacement. I like it. Dedication to the part.
All right, so I will see.
I got the impression that you guys never noticed.
I noticed, but I was like, hold up. I guess he's just going dark.
Okay, I will end the live stream here, and TBD, the next time we do a session, maybe a week from now, maybe 2 weeks. Discretion is advised. Goodbye.
Boy.